If we have a quadratic equation with leading coefficient 1, a equals 1, we can complete the square to rewrite it in vertex form by following these 4 steps. So let's look at y equals x squared plus 6x plus 8. The first step, we identify our coefficients a, b, and c. All right, so a is going to be this invisible 1 here. Whenever you have x squared by itself, remember the coefficient is 1. Next, we've got our linear coefficient, b. So b is 6, that's the coefficient of the x. And the last one, c, is 8, the constant term. So we got a, b, and c. We notice that a is equal to 1. That's an important observation. Otherwise, we'd have to modify our steps a little bit. So we'll talk about that later. But we do have a equals 1 in this case. So the next step is to add and subtract b over 2 squared. So what is b over 2 squared? Let's compute that first. So b over 2 is 6 over 2 because we said b was 6 and then we square it. So 6 over 2 is 3. And then we square that, we get 9. So we're going to add 9 and then subtract it right back on the right side of this equation like this. So we have x squared plus 6x, and I'm going to put it right before the constant term. So I'm going to put it right in here. So plus 9, then minus 9, and then we're going to add on our 8. So we've inserted these two terms, but they add up to 0. So we haven't really changed the value of this side of the equation. It's still a true equality because we haven't changed the value on the right-hand side. Next step, we factor the perfect square. So this comes from looking at these first 3 terms in our new expression, x squared plus 6x plus 9. This is a perfect square pattern. That's exactly why we chose this weird looking b over 2 squared. It makes this a perfect square here. It looks like y equals x, and then b over 2, x plus b over 2 is x plus 3. So that same 3 that we had here, squared. And then we have minus 9 plus 8 left over. And the last step, we simplify. So we got y equals x plus 3 squared minus 9 plus 8. That adds up to minus 1. So y equals x plus 3 squared minus 1. This is our vertex form. The vertex, if you're curious, would end up being, so we take this 3, we flip the sign, minus 3 is our x coordinate, and then minus 1, that's k, that's our y coordinate.